do you go about dating? What are the things you should be looking for? I'm amazed today at what a poor job people are doing when it comes to the area of dating. They're supposed to be spending time with each other, learning about each other, discovering what they're really like, and then they get married, and now they're miserable with each other. And of course, people like me got to try and help them to kind of unscramble everything and work through it. But honestly, if people would just do a better job in the dating process, I think they could avoid a lot of heartache and pain in the first place.
Yeah. All right. We'll see how much you'll be clapping by the time I get done. I'm going to be talking to you about dating and some of the important aspects that we as Christians should be looking at when it comes to the idea of dating. I want to share one Bible verse with you, and then we'll move on from there. This Bible verse is found in Romans, the 12th chapter. It says this. Paul writes, he says, "Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world." Why does he got to tell us to do that? Because it's really easy to conform to the pattern of the world. The way that everybody around us, people by and large who are not Christians, just our secular culture, they have a way of viewing things, a way of approaching life. And overwhelmingly, it's extremely easy to get caught up in the pattern of the culture around us instead of the biblical pattern. In fact, I would dare argue that the biggest problem that we're having in Christianity today and why so many Christian marriages are failing just like secular marriages is because we are following the pattern of our secular culture instead of following the pattern that God sets for us. I want to talk to you about dating. Now, there's some debate nowadays about dating versus courting. They say, well, dating is just for fun. Courting is for serious, looking for a spouse kind of things. I don't know. To me, it's all kind of semantics. To me, when I talk about dating, I'm talking about courting. I'm talking about when you start spending any kind of serious time with another person, this is supposed to be intentional. That's not to say that, if your mom and dad say it's cool, if you're younger and you want to go out in groups and stuff like that, fine. But by the time you start really starting to spend a lot of time with one person, you are now headed down the path of serious dating. Okay? And the purpose of dating is really simply this, to discover whether or not this person would make a suitable lifetime mate. That's really what it's... Honestly, girls, if he's an axe murderer, move on. But I can change him, I can change... No, you can't! Honestly, if it looks like a skunk, it walks like a skunk, and it smells like a skunk, he's a skunk for crying out loud! We'll talk more about that in a second. But, you want to find the best you can, but it's not, a successful marriage isn't about finding the right person so much as it is about doing the right things. That's why the Bible never, ever, 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 anywhere talks about trying to find your soulmate, trying to find the one special person. See, because the reason that's so appealing to us is because we think if we find the right person, it'll just be easy. Then it's not on us. It's about finding that right person. It's not because I'm a self-centered, narcissistic slob. It's just because I didn't find my soulmate, okay? Which is ridiculous. The Bible never talks, and the reason the Bible never talks about relationships in those terms is because as Christians, the principles of Christianity that we say we believe in, the principles of love and patience and kindness and forgiveness, these principles are so powerful. They'll work with virtually any two people in the world if they will live by those principles. That's why the Bible says the only thing about, when it comes to marriage is make sure you marry someone who is also a Christian, someone who believes in these principles. Because at the end of the day, if you've been married for a little while and you're starting to drive each other crazy and he's getting on your nerves and she won't shut up, it is those principles that will carry you through.